Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the Pisces eclipse that is happening on September 17th. You start off with this Hope card and this Alchemical Force card. So a lot of you, I feel like Taurus in particular could use hope or, could use that, a more optimistic energy, let's put it that way, to manifest the things that they're trying to manifest in their life. So, I think that, tapping into the positive feelings, of course, is going to be something that really helps you at this time, Taurus. I would also say that, really I think this eclipse plays well with your sign, Taurus. So, I think you have a lot of good stuff to look forward to. The other interesting thing, I kind of did feel this with this eclipse, that it would be a more profitable eclipse, let's put it that way. And this definitely carries over to your reading here. We see the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles. So I think that for a lot of people, that you should have hope, for whatever it is that you're working on or doing in your life, especially if you're looking to make more money, or especially if you're like trying to manifest some sort of abundance. It could be any type of abundance that you are manifesting. You have the Two of Swords here. I do feel like this Two of Swords is asking you to maybe focus in more on your intuition and like trusting your intuitive messages. She has this blindfold on, and the blindfold in the tarot can sometimes represent needing to trust your intuition. That's not usually what I say with the Two of Swords, but that's pretty much, what I'm feeling here with the Two of Swords, especially if you want some sort of change. I always say she's sitting on this like marble bench right here, and the marble bench that she's sitting on kind of says that she's been sitting in the same place for a very long period of time, and she's being initiated into something. She is an initiate on the Two of Swords, and so she's going through an initiation. And so I think that but all that, I never say any of that, and all of that is popping into my head for you, Taurus. So I think that for a lot of you, that you've been going through kind of like an initiation, or you've been going through some like a period of time where you have had to deal with some stuff. And I kind of just feel like this reading is saying that you're coming out on the other side. You have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands represents being more flexible. Even the Two of Swords can say that you need to be more flexible. So I do feel that flexibility is going to be very important for you. The Knight of Wands is spontaneous, and he's willing to be spontaneous. If one way to do something doesn't work, he's willing to try something else. And you have that Alchemical Force card, and alchemy is basically turning one thing into another. And so I feel for a lot of you, if something, the things that aren't working, you have the power to create that turnaround. And I feel, again, that someone, I'm telling you right now, Taurus, someone touched my stuff, I can tell. But anyway, what I would say here is I feel for a lot of you that this is saying, don't be afraid to like turn one thing into another, turn things around. You have the Ten of Pentacles. I really like this. The Ten of Pentacles comes up for you constantly. You are like the number one sign that gets this card in the readings with me. And I feel for a lot of you, since we've had all this energy in Taurus over the past, year or so, and, a lot of it has moved on. Jupiter's moved out. You still have Uranus there. That for a lot of you, you're really focused on building, leaving a legacy, or turning your life into something greater. And the Ten of Pentacles to me is a process. It's something that you will do for the rest of your life. It's not just, something that you get. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be very focused on like permanence, which I think is a kind of like a key word for Taurus, building things that last, building things that are permanent, things that are maybe even more predictable as well. Meaning, if you have a business and it's like some days maybe you make like $5 a day, and then maybe like once every 6 months you make like $1,000 in a day. I feel that you would feel a lot better if you made like $100 a day, period. And so I feel like you're trying, that's the best way I can explain it. It's like, I feel like you're almost like creating more predictability in your life. And again, I think this is a good thing. It'll just feel more stable. It'll just feel more secure. With the Two of Swords, and it doesn't have to be money either, it could be whatever you're working towards. With the Two of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, being bold, being assertive. It's almost like you know the answers, you have the answers, but you're not looking at the answers type of deal going on here. It's like Two of Swords, she has that new island behind her, which could represent a new solution or a different place that she's never been before. The Queen of Wands is about learning as you go. So it's like you've learned as much as you can up until this point in your life, and now it's time to, put things into practice. That's the way I look at the Queen of Wands. She's being guided by the sun. She has a sunflower right here. The sunflower points towards the sun, and she just needs to move towards her happiness to get what she wants. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Four Wands. Again, I think this is more talking about freedom. You do have love here, but I feel the Four Wands in this position with that Knight of Wands is talking about you kind of like completing one stage of your life, moving on to the next. The Four Wands is a finish line card. It is about, completing. It comes up when people are completing, projects or ideas or businesses. And it can say that you're setting yourself free and that you are celebrating the end of, completing something. So for a lot of you, I feel this is more talking about freedom. The Knight of Wands is very free as well. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords. This is like the fear of never having something, especially with the Ten of Pentacles because it's such a good card. So it's almost like you see the goal, you see what the Ten of Pentacles would be for you. Ten of Pentacles is a tree of life. It's everything you want and desire. So I feel like you can see it, like I just said, but the Nine of Swords is the fear that you will never get there. And I feel that sometimes, really there is no good answer, right, Taurus? It's like we just have to face the fear, we have to release it, and we have to try our best no matter what. So, yeah, there might be a lot of worries or concerns about you accomplishing something great or you getting something that you want at this time. But at the same time, I feel that if you just start taking the steps, you will start to get there. And the Nine of Swords is about changing your situation. I do feel for like a small percentage of you, this is saying like how much worse does it have to get? So, if you're in a situation that just isn't getting better, whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever, I feel like the Nine of Swords is saying like, what is your limit? And, some of you just maybe you need to ask yourself that question. And, I think it will help you either leave or create a correction in something that you're dealing with. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this patience card and this closure card. I feel like you are closing things out is really what this is saying. Like, could this be love closure? Sure, but I kind of feel this is talking about something bigger picture in your life. Like you're closing out one stage of your life and you're moving on to the next one. I don't really feel that Taurus has a problem with patience. So, again, I think that you have been patiently waiting something. You have the Knight of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups can be a knight in shining armor, and you do have the Queen and King of Cups showing up in this reading. So if you want love, there definitely could be a very strong connection coming in for you. If you don't want love, the Knight of Cups is about dreaming, and right next to the Knight of Cups, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles really is heaven on earth. The Nine of Pentacles is about creating heaven on earth or doing something to create heaven on earth. So a lot of you could be, he's the dreamer. He is imagining or dreaming something, from his future, his dream, and all he has to do is plant seeds in front of this water here, and they will grow. So I feel for a lot of you, it's definitely time to get to work. You have the Four of Pentacles. I feel pretty good about the Four of Pentacles as well. I think, I believe that the Four of Pentacles can kind of go both ways. It can say you're holding on too tightly to something, but I also feel sometimes it can just say you're stabilizing your finances. And that's really what I feel for you, Taurus. I feel like you are stabilizing your finances just in general. And so I don't really feel like you're holding on to anything too tightly. I feel this is just more saying that you're focused financially and it looks good. So there's really nothing more to say there. You have the Six of Pentacles. I do feel that the Six of Pentacles is talking about potential. I look at the Six of Pentacles as planting seeds. I say this all the time. And the Knight of Cups, he needs to plant seeds in front of that water. And then the Nine of Pentacles would be like next level finances and really, probably a life that Taurus would definitely want because, the Nine of Pentacles is kind of like almost the Empress, which is you. And the Nine of Pentacles is gratitude and luxuries, Venus, your ruler, right? And so I feel for a lot of you that the Nine of Pentacles is talking about potential, and it's saying like you really have the potential to create a life of abundance and wealth, and whatever that means for you. Again, it doesn't even have to be money. Maybe you want to be surrounded by people, or maybe you want spiritual abundance, or whatever it is. And the Six of Pentacles says, well, you just start planting the seeds, and you will be successful. I'm noticing a lot of water here as well, and you also have this water spirit that's coming up, which is kind of interesting. So I'm wondering if you have planted seeds, and your next step is really to just water the seeds by, and we can water the seeds we plant in life by giving it attention, nurturing them into existence, things like that. And so the Six of Pentacles is kind of saying that to me, but I also feel, really positive about that financially for you. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're a fixed sign. The fixed signs for the past 2 years have been getting these messages of just needing to stay open to other ways of doing things. So I feel as long as you stay flexible, as long as you stay open to experimentation and things like that, I feel that's where all your success is going to come from. And she also has a blindfold on. And I definitely feel like, I think Tauruses can be very intuitive, of course, but, maybe it's like maybe there's a part of your intuition that you're not listening to, or there's something that you're resisting. I don't think this is, a big deal or a bad thing, but I do feel it is saying, pay attention when you get these intuitive hits because your intuition is correct. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is also the dream. Again, I see a lot of Seven of Cups energies coming up in the readings. I kind of I feel like this is Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is the big impossible dream. And I always say, Neptune's retrograde right now. So if there's ever a time and Saturn is also in Pisces. So if there was ever a time and this eclipse is happening in Pisces. So if there was ever a time to manifest that like big impossible dream, it would be right now. And, it would be right now to put in the work and start working towards this. So I think it would be a great time to do that. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords here. You have like 4 knights showing up in your reading. You have the Knight of Swords twice, Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups. So things could really be moving forward for you very, very quickly at this time. I feel like you need to be careful who you listen to. I don't think this is super bad or anything, but the Six of Pentacles, this guy right here, he has this like thing in his back pocket. And, if you're in the States, we have a saying, a person has something in their back pocket, meaning they have like ulterior motives or they want something more from a situation. I don't know that that's what I really get there. It's more like I feel like there are certain people obviously in life that you should listen to. There are other people that you shouldn't listen to, and I think looking at a person's results will help you the most. I think that with Pluto even going into Aquarius in November towards the end of the year, a lot of things are going to be like I've just seen it in my head as really focusing on the evidence. What does the evidence say? And you can picture it like the Justice card, like Libra. It's like there are people that are going to have a lot of evidence in life, and those are people you should listen to. There are people who are not going to have a lot of evidence in life, and those are people you probably shouldn't listen to. And so I kind of feel that on the Knight of Swords, like pay attention to who you're listening to. You have this Blue Lotus that says enlightenment. This is coming up in the messages from your future self. And you have this Water Spirit as well. So I think that for a lot of you, this enlightenment could be coming from, tapping into your intuition. I do feel like the water in the reading in general is saying that you need to nurture the seeds that you plant because they are going to grow, hopefully, and you're definitely going to want to do that. You have the Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. Nine of Pentacles, again, is a card of gratitude and luxuries. I get a weird message here about love as well. It's like, I think some of you could have your eye on a specific person. I think it would be best for you to have your eye on no person. I think that, the universe, it's like I get this feeling with the Nine of Pentacles that it's the universe wanting to bless you. But if you're kind of like focusing in too specifically on something, then it's almost like you are pushing away what the universe actually wants to bring you. I don't know, weird message. Normally, I would say that you should focus with the Nine of Pentacles, but I'm getting something about the opposite. And again, this isn't just love. Like maybe you have goals in business or in your career, and it's like what you could be so focused in on is not exactly what is going to bring you what you want. And that doesn't mean, again, if it's a person, it could be that person, right? But I think this is talking about, it's almost like it's talking about non-attachment, or kind of practicing a non-attachment in your life at this time would be a good idea, and just allowing things to come to you and also being more spontaneous, like we said with that Knight of Wands. It's like, I'll give you a good example. When I started this channel, I had another business that I was starting at exactly the same time, and I thought that business was going to get me to where I wanted to go, right? I thought that business was going to be the thing that helped me accomplish a lot of goals, but it didn't. This did, right? This channel. So I stayed flexible. I followed the evidence, right? The evidence was this channel was the thing that kept working and working and working. The other business did not. So I followed the evidence, even though I thought like the other business was going to be the thing that really worked out. So it's kind of like that's what I'm getting on the Nine of Pentacles. Is it saying like you could be very focused on something in your life, and it's not that it's not going to work, and it's not that it can't work. It's just that I feel the universe wants something great for you, and I would just stay flexible and follow the evidence, right? You have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups says follow your heart. You always get the Queen of Cups in your readings, and it always says follow your heart, so I think it would be a great time to do that. I do also feel there could, of course, be love coming in for you. You have the King of Cups as well. These two are divine counterparts, and these two are like my favorite divine counterparts in a lot of ways, because they're very kind of like emotionally stable when they're high vibration, of course. They're very well connected. They're very emotionally connected as well. So there could be a really solid connection. It could be a water sign, could be a fire sign. You have like fire and water really stand out to me. Aquarius stands out to me in this reading as well. So take it how it resonates, but I definitely feel this could be a new person. I also get something about like a change in your home coming up. I have a couple cards in the tarot that I call clue cards, and the King of Cups is the card of the home for me. And so sometimes I feel when he comes up, and you have a lot of water, and you have a lot of water cards that represent flow, which would be a move, right? And so I feel for a lot of you, some of you could be moving or traveling. With the Nine of Pentacles, here you go. You have the Three of Wands, like I said, moving or traveling. How funny is it that he is looking out onto that water, and there are those boats on the water? It's like, this is a card of expansion. He's standing in a good place, but he could, if he wanted to, get on those boats and go on an adventure and find something better. Remember what I was saying? It's like, I don't think this is, sometimes I think we look for something better, and we're looking for something that we're not really going to find. You know, it's like, it's kind of like we're always chasing something, but I get a very different feeling for you here. It's like you have your sight set on a goal or something you want to accomplish. And like I said, it's not like the reading is saying you're not going to accomplish this goal. It's just saying stay open, because there might actually be kind of like a continuation of the goal. Or maybe you think that, you know, like when I started this channel, you know, the lovely Bonnie used to always tell me, oh, you're going to have 10,000 subscribers. Like when I first started, there were no readers that had more than 10,000 subscribers. That was like the upper limit. And I thought there was no freaking way that was even possible. And now I've blown that out of the water. So, you know, again, I kind of feel that's what I am feeling here. It's like you think that something is like this big, but really it's like this big, you know? So I kind of feel this is saying, you know, don't limit yourself, really, is really what it's saying. With the Queen of Cups, here you go, more fire. So I like this even more. I feel like this is one person. So it's like there's a lot of desire, but there's also an emotional connection, or there will be, between you and another person. Definitely could be a fire sign. I always get fire for you. And again, it could just be a very fiery person. It doesn't have to be a fire sign. I also think for those of you that don't want love, for all of you, really, that, you know, embracing that bold, assertive energy. I'm wearing red today too. Look at that. So I think embracing that the red, bold energy that we see here, and here, we see the color red. Even the King of Cups has red on him. Six of Pentacles, he has red. Knight of Wands, sorry. He has a little bit of, you know, reddish orange there. So, you know, I think that embracing that bold, assertive, you know, in control energy of the Emperor would be a really good thing for you. With the King of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. Definitely an admirer here. Some of you, I feel like, aren't necessarily expecting this. I'm pretty sure I said this to you in one of your more recent readings. It might have been the September bonus reading. I don't really remember, but I feel for some of you, it's like you're not even necessarily looking for love, but, you know, that's usually when you find it anyway. So definitely could be a new person coming in with this Page of Cups energy. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this White Raven Spirit, says trust in magic. You have the Sandpiper Spirit, says be playful. Pretty much everyone gets a card about being playful, and I feel we need to definitely be more playful, have more fun in life, do things that we enjoy. The Trust in Magic card, I feel like, is, again, you know, trust that you can exceed your own expectations. Trust that you can do more than you think you can. You have the Emperor, the Magician, and the Knight of Swords. The Emperor is about you, like, taking control of things and being bold, being assertive, being confident. I also feel like you need to be ready to take action. It's like there's going to be no, it's almost like there's going to be no negotiation with something or something like that. It's like, I feel some of you could be getting, you know, you're like working on something towards a goal, and it's like someone might enter into your life, right, and present you with an opportunity, or you might just see an opportunity. And I feel like sometimes Taurus sees an opportunity and they kind of have to break it down a little bit. They have to like think about it a little bit, and they have to organize it in their mind a little bit, right? And I feel that the Emperor is saying, well, you're not really going to have a lot of time, you know, to break something down. So if you get an opportunity to do anything, right, especially if it's in regards to your finances or like a business opportunity or something, it could be like a little bit, I don't really feel it's a surprise necessarily, but I just feel that you're going to want more time on it. And I feel like the Emperor is kind of like saying, just take it, right? Especially if it's not going to have a major impact on other areas of your life. I feel like this is saying, even if it fails, who cares, right? I kind of feel like this is something that you're not going to be able to plan. You know, you're just going to have to take it. So, interesting. You have the Magician. The Magician says you've probably manifested this right here. So you've manifested an opportunity that you've been asking for. I always take the card that he's pointing to. We're going to say it's this one. It says relax on it. I'm sure you love when people tell you to relax, right? So relax, Taurus. And I would also say relax into the opportunity that could be presenting itself, because, it looks really good. You have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is about things speeding up, and I think that's one of the things that you will notice at this time is that things are going to be moving faster, and opportunities are going to be coming in faster, all that other good stuff. With the Emperor, you have the fourth Knight showing up here, the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is progress. It's also a card of planting seeds. He needs to plant seeds in that field behind him, and they will grow. And so I feel for a lot of you that you're getting an opportunity to grow something where you're going to have to do the work, and it will grow. But again, you might feel not ready for it or something. I don't know, kind of weird. With the Magician, you have the Ten of Swords. Like I said, I feel that some of you, it's like you think you're going to be doing one thing, but you're going to be doing another. Ten of Swords coming up in the good stuff. So Ten of Swords in the good stuff is a blessing in disguise, and it's a good thing. So again, wouldn't even worry about this. I feel this is very good. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. Didn't I say something about like working with the right people? Again, I think you need to look at evidence and, pay attention to the evidence, because that's what's going to be important with the Three of Pentacles, especially if you're working with others. It's like some people have evidence, some people don't have evidence, and I would, trust the evidence of what's showing up with, especially if you're working on like group projects in work or business or your career, things like that. You have this assertion card. Yes, the red in the reading. This card is Aries, and so everything. I think that you could be dealing with an Aries, but I really feel that this is more saying that you need to be assertive, be bold, and like really go for stuff this month, and not even this month. I would say the next 6 months. You have this Lust card. Very strong connection coming in for you. Queen of Wands, King of Wands. They can't keep their hands to themselves, right? So I feel some of you could be attracting a person like that. You have this Affair card. Well, I am telling you right now, even if you are not looking for love, and for some of you, I feel that you have your eye on a person, and this could be a totally different person that's coming in for you, and I would give it a chance. Like, you don't have to marry this person, but again, if you might have your eye on a person, and then you meet another person, it's like 10 times better. I really do get that feeling from this reading, especially if it's a more like bold person. Like, I'm wondering if you're looking at a person who's more passive or just like not bold enough, and maybe that's why you're still waiting, right? I don't know. You have to be the one to answer that question, but I feel like there's something much more coming in. You have this Bluff card. This is like calling people's bluff. It's a good card, Jupiter and Gemini, this card. And we have Jupiter and Gemini right now. So I feel for a lot of you that this could be you doing things that people don't expect you to do. Remember what I said about how you're about to do something that you don't really think is possible, or maybe you just don't see it yet. And, I kind of feel that's what's going on with that card. So let's see. And you have this Resistance card. I feel that this is your card. This is exactly what you have to push past, is the resistance of needing to organize things in your mind, or needing to feel like you're fully prepared. I think that might be the challenge for you, which really isn't that big of a challenge. I just think that you could be presented with an opportunity, and you're saying to yourself, I need more time, even though you really don't. So if you get presented with an opportunity, or a boss is like, we want you to, take this new position, or maybe you get asked out on a date by a new person, but you're looking at another person that you've never even talked to, right? I feel like this is saying, like, take the opportunities in front of you, even if you feel like you're not prepared, because they just might surprise you here, Taurus. But this looks pretty interesting. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy the eclipse.